I saw how frickin' like slouched we look on this couch. It's like horrific. We look like two little potatoes.
Yeah, well, when we change the set, it'll be different. Hopefully. Hopefully.
I don't want to be in my squalor core arc like for all to see. I'd rather do that in the privacy of my own home. Is really what it comes down to.
Yeah. I mean, you're like, I don't know. I work in a real office, and I still find myself doing the shrimp slump.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
as the day goes on. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. Other people can see me. Why the hell am I like halfway down my chair right now?
That's what you get the back brace for, dude. You gotta get the posture corrector that I'm wearing right now. Can you even tell?
Get the posture corrector. Get one of those pillows. Increases your lumbar support.
Yeah,
no, lumbar is your feet.
The My Pillows.
Yes,
for home and office.
For home and office.
Yes, usage.
The back pillows.
Yeah. Do you think that
I'm Mike Lindell?
Do you think that he could break into that market of at office pillows, or is that too much of a statement?
Part of me thinks that he has already broken into that market because he's broken into every conceivable market
in the pillow sphere.
Well, it's not even the pillow sphere. You can be like, "Hi, I'm Mike Lindell. Try the My Towel." My slippers.
Okay.
All sorts of different options for the My Curious.
Well, the My Curious, of course.
Yeah.
The nice thing about My as a prefix brand, right? A prefix brand.
Yeah.
It's like like the iPhone. You could put it in front of anything and it kind of works. Like you could say I-747.
Yeah.
Or My 747. Or My AK-47, for at-home defense.
Whenever you could throw it on something that has an existing patent on it, like a drug, like Ozempic, and it's like it's actually pronounced Ozempic, and they're like, I don't know if that's true, and you're like, well, what are you gonna do? Sue me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
see you in court, dude.
Yeah, the My brand is just too strong.
Yeah.
Man,
no wonder he's so powerful.
I heard he's just been losing money like crazy recently.
Yeah, I don't know. People say that.
Is,
people don't say that. It's just all up in the air. Who knows?
He's one of the great mysteries.
Who knows what's going on in that guy's head at any given time?
I know.
There's this weird vignette in his life story, which is that he was in love with the woman from 30 Rock who plays Jenna.
Okay, yeah.
And
was he in love with her because of her appearance on 30 Rock? Or?
No, he went on a date or something with her. Some people say that he did. Other people say he didn't. It's one of those things where the only people who report on this are the Hollywood, gossip columns, and so some people say that they went on a few dates, and it's somebody close to this woman says that he would send flowers all the time or whatever. But yes, apparently he was in love with her. There's no official explanation one way or the other whether or not that actually happened.
This man is just full of all of the great mysteries. Yeah,
he's got one of those weird horse voices.
Voices?
Oh, I love you so much, Shad from 30 Rock.
You mean voices that you would imagine on horses?
No, as in it's horse.
Okay.
He's been screaming, "I'm Mark Lindell" for too long.
I thought you were implying that he was like, "Nay, Mr. Ed," kind of a situation.
No.
Because I don't recognize his voice, and so
actually,
it could have been a horse voice.
Now that you bring up Mr. Ed, and part of me is kind of starting to think that maybe we should try and implement a Mr. Ed process for this podcast. Our faces are basically in front of the mics anyway, so we should just feed ourselves carrots, and as we chew, just have two less funny guys kind of fill in the blanks on what we're saying.
Okay, so we have people do voiceover for us.
Yeah.
Instead of us actually having to do any work on this podcast.
Exactly.
Who says that's not already happening?
Well,
Are you gaslighting the audience right now into thinking that it isn't?
One way or the other, guys. It's up to you. It's super sleuths in the comments to figure this out. But no. Actually, I'm voiced by Joe Papalardo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible voice actor, that man.
It's true. He really slips into the role.
You know those germs, those animate germs on those cold those Mucinex? Mucinex? Yes, those Mucinex commercials. That's all Joe Papalardo.
Yes.
He does all the voices for those.
He is a living germ. It's funny about, how as our culture kind of gets more sanitized and smoothed over, and there's these efforts to kind of say that ugly isn't ugly, that everybody's beautiful and that regardless of your shape and size, but when it comes down to just drawing a cartoon of something reprehensible, we still kind of fall on the same things. Like that guy isn't very slim, you know. He's fat and kind of a little, toothless and whatnot. So.
And also wears like trailer trash clothing.
Exactly.
Yeah, like wife beater, underpants kind of situation.
Yeah.
You know, what does he represent? If you had to choose, which race do you think?
I think he's supposed to be white trash.
Yeah.
It's always funny to me too about the beauty standards thing, where it's like, it depends on who's fat specifically. Yeah. And I'm saying this as a guy who's like not the skinniest dude in the world, but it's like, if somebody's
what a soft way to phrase it. But
yes. But if somebody's like fat and you like them, you're like, man, they really got this going. They're really brave. Mm-hmm. But if they're fat and you don't like them, you're like, fat bitch. And like people will say that in public,
Yeah.
Like, call somebody fat.
I was thinking about The Whale.
Yeah.
Just a few hours ago.
Oh.
I was thinking about how like
ranch on pizza.
When we did improv back in high school, there was a show that we did where we were told afterwards that somebody was like really hurt by how many fat jokes we did in the show. And I'm like, could you get away with doing jokes about the whale with the punchline being that he's overweight?
I mean, I don't know. There's a bunch of people who are fat fluencers, I guess.
Yeah.
We're very critical of the film The Whale.
Mm-hmm. Like the representation of the overweight?
Yeah, the fatness representation, On Twitter, I saw somebody tweet one of the most insane things I've ever seen a human being tweet, which was, "Hi, if anybody wants a fat fetishist's opinion
on the whale,
I'm open to commissions." as in like he was gonna get
paid
to write his article for some magazine. I don't know what magazine.
Yeah.
About what they thought about the whale.
Okay.
So
because I know that what everybody was thinking when the whale was announced was, what are the fat fetishists going to think about this?
Exactly. What community is going to be hit the hardest? Is it going to be the fat community? Is it going to be the whale community? The whales are like, he's big for his, we're actually normal size for our species.
To be associated with such a glutton is truly
The best
insulting.
thing about the whale is that at the end of it, he ascends into heaven. Literally, he just ascends, like his body rises. It's that movie's insane.
Is that literally how it ends?
Yes, he looks up into the sky and his light, and he levitates off the ground and begins to ascend.
Wow, beautiful. What a beautiful story.
I'm going to heaven.
I'm to meet Jesus today. Speaking of, we were talking a little bit about this before. I want to hit on this because it's the time of year for it.
Yeah.
We got to be seasonal in our content. Welcome to the Monomaniacs podcast, by the way. If you like what you hear or listening to, you should give us a like and a comment down below and all that jazz. So, the song Christmas Shoes.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to go over this again because I know this has been tread before.
Yeah.
Maybe on this podcast, I don't even remember exactly. But I just want to ask the question, why is Christmas Shoes a staple of the season? Why is it a consistent
Well, it's
thing?
not a staple of the season.
Well, no, it is, though, in a weird way.
They'll play it like twice a year.
But that still means it's a staple. It's like
by virtue
Text
of it
Me
being...
Merry Christmas is kind of in the same sort of space.
I've never even heard this.
You've never heard Text Me Merry Christmas?
No.
That was like they were really trying to make it a classic like 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Every once in a while you still hear it, though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that we're a little early because it's not Christmas yet. It's merely Advent. But
the preamble.
It's the preamble to Christmas, and maybe, we can dive into this deeper on our actual Christmas special. But I don't know. I think that for those of you who don't know, Christmas Shoes is a song about a guy who's at like Macy's, and there's a kid there who's trying to buy shoes for his mom who's dying. Mm-hmm. But it kind of reaches that conclusion in the most annoying, roundabout, and stupid way possible. And it kind of ends with him, I think, buying the shoes.
Yeah.
Does he buy the shoes?
I got the lyrics in front of me.
Okay.
So it was almost Christmas time, and there I stood in another line. Important here, emphasizing the consumerism of the year.
Exactly.
Right?
This is just the same old thing. He's just going from place to place, going through the motions.
This is going to be important because it's going to establish a contrast, right, between the religiosity of this child,
the pious peasant, ignorant, pious, and versus him, this aristocrat.
Yes, exactly, with the money and the funds, trying to buy that last gift or two, not really in the Christmas mood.
So he's in the line. Mm-hmm. How does he not know how many gifts he's got in his arms? One
Who
last
knows?
Gift or two?
Yeah, maybe he was thinking about maybe keeping one of them for himself later because he's that selfish.
Yeah,
right. We've already established he's very.
He gets to the front of the line. He's like, I still don't know if I want this.
Could you give this back? Could you go put this back for me? Not really in the Christmas mood. Okay, what is the Christmas mood in this instance? All we know, right, is that whatever he's doing right now, that's not the Christmas mood.
That's true.
Right.
He doesn't know the reason for the season.
Yeah. He's buying gifts. He doesn't even care about it. There's no emotion about it. Yeah. He's buying who knows how many he has. Standing right in front of me was a little boy, waiting anxiously, pacing around like little boys do. Now
walking in and out of the line. Make up your mind, kid.
I got presents I gotta buy. I don't even know how many I have.
I gotta buy a gift or two.
So he's sitting there anxiously, and in his hands he held a pair of shoes.
All right, now, so are these shoes in a box?
That's the thing. First off, the only thing we know about these shoes, I'm going to spoil some things. Things we know about these shoes. One, they are shoes.
Yeah.
There's a pair of them. Two, they are his mother's size.
Yes.
That is it. That's all we know about
something
these
the
shoes.
Child knows.
Here's my prediction. Light up Skechers. That's what they are. Light up Skechers. And I'll explain a little reason why later. Okay. That's my reading at the very least. His clothes were worn and old, and he was dirty from head to toe. Whoa, brother. Okay. First off, chill. Right. Who knows how nice this place is? Right, where he's buying things.
I like the idea of it's like a Payless.
Yeah.
Or even one of those like knockoff.
TJ Maxx.
It's like a knockoff Payless, like in a strip mall in the middle of Sacramento or something.
Exactly. And here he is judging this boy.
Yeah.
Right, who's holding these shoes.
I was wrong about Macy's earlier. It's just a place where you go to get soccer cleats.
For some reason, I always thought it was like a small mom and pop shop, and he wasn't holding the shoes. The shoes were behind a glass case that he was like, I would like those shoes. Like he was at a bakery picking out donuts. For some reason, that's how I always imagined it. And when it came his time to pay, I couldn't believe what I heard him say. Okay. This is the build up. This is the point.
So I took out my phone and posted it online and canceled him.
Yeah. Well, no. I tweeted. I just saw a child say this, and then everybody in the comments says that is fake. That did not happen. Yes. Right. Everybody clapped. When it came time to pay, I couldn't believe. So this first piece of evidence onto why this child may be completely lying about this whole thing to get these shoes for free. Okay. Only is brought up, only discussed when it becomes his time to pay, right? When he has to give up the goods.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's dressed as an urchin. He looks as an urchin does, dirty from head to toe.
Yeah.
And
fingerless gloves.
Yeah, exactly. He is wearing
trash fumes.
He's wearing a flat cap. He's covered in coal from top to bottom.
Yeah. It's cut out for thematic reasons, but he starts off by saying governor.
Governor, yeah, right beforehand. It doesn't work in the rhyme scheme, so they didn't put governor in there. But, it's an implied governor. Well, he does say sir.
Okay.
Can't believe what I heard him say. Sir, I want to buy these shoes for my mama, please. It's Christmas Eve, and these shoes are just her size. Okay, so cup, there's a lot to go over here.
Yeah.
First off, when it comes to this child's manipulation tactics, opens with sir, right? Overly polite, right? Either that or he is polite, if we want to read it that way.
He's like talking to a guy in a ref shirt.
Yeah. A guy who's got black and white ref stripes at the Nike store.
And what is it? It's not Nike. What's the place that has the black and white stripes?
Oh, dude, I don't know. It's not a Payless. I don't know.
Yeah, I can look
it up. Yeah, his name's Craig. He's 22. He's dropped out from college and he works at the shoe store.
Yeah.
This is not a sir. But in order to influence him, he hits him with the sir. I want to buy these shoes for my mama. Okay, another thing, manipulation tactic here for another person. Please. All right. So either A, he's manipulative, or he's just a really polite boy. A sweet little polite boy. It's Christmas Eve. Okay, why did the song not open by saying it is Christmas Eve? What it says is almost Christmas time.
So it's not even Christmas time yet.
No, exactly.
I would say Christmas Eve is Christmas time.
Exactly. It's within the same space. So somebody's lying here. Either this child or the narrator. I lean towards the child because of already, as I said, the manipulation that is on display so far. And these shoes are just her size. Why does he know his mother's shoe size?
That just seems creepy to me.
It does.
Unless he checked the shoe size. He checked the shoe. He checked the shoe size on his way.
Yeah, to leave.
And he said, "Mama." Now we don't know what's up with her yet.
It's true.
But
we
imagine
don't know her state.
Imagine.
Let's just say it's not good. They start looking good for Mama.
So she's kind of in a rough spot. And he's like, "Mama, can you take your shoes off? I want to see the size."
Well, either that or whatever her state is, they took her shoes off and they're in the room with her, and he was able to check them. That or
I'm not finding there is a place where they have rash shirts. I cannot find this.
Put it in the comments.
I think it keeps like trying to autocorrect to wear red shirts, and so it's like Target.
Dude,
is it Kicks with a Q? Foot Locker.
Foot Locker. Okay,
that's what
it.
It's
at the
Foot Locker.
He's at the Foot Locker.
He's at the Foot Locker. Right
okay.
Now.
These shoes are just her size. Yeah,
just his size. He got one of those freaking metal things.
Mm-hmm.
He stole it from the Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Brought it to the location. We're not going to say what kind of location she's at right now.
Yeah, it ain't good, but
snuck it in. Measured her feet. Got an accurate reading.
Well, and there are two other options. One is he asked her what her shoe size was when she is in a bad state of affairs.
11 women.
Or
13 men's.
Or she is manipulating her child and told him, "I need shoes. This is my size." Right. We'll get into that aspect a little bit.
Yeah, this is actually just about a welfare queen.
Yep. "Could you hurry, sir?" Daddy says there's not much time. Okay. It's going to get worse. But this is another weird wrinkle. His dad is like, there's not much time.
Yeah.
If you're going to do what you're going to do, you got to do it fast.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to go buy your mother shoes, do it now, right? Or he mentions it in passing, and the child's first reaction is to go buy shoes. Okay. Yeah. Maybe he's doing it for his heart, right? His sweet little boy heart, making it happen. But I don't know.
How did he get there? How did he get to the Foot Locker? Take the bus?
What year was this written? Let me check what year.
In the 90s, I think.
Yeah.
80s?
He could have taken the bus. He could have taken the train. Let's say it takes place in, I don't know, New York City.
Well, if it takes place in New York City, then he can just walk out of the location and down the street. But if it's like in Akron, Ohio, he doesn't have a car. He's out of luck to get to Foot Locker, which is going to be a strip mall.
Yeah, yeah. Or with his
dial-a-ride, maybe?
Or his
pretend to be a senior, get a dial-a-ride?
Or he walked there on his poor little feet.
Wow.
Wrapped in cloth because he has no shoes of his own.
Gasoline rags, because that's all he could find.
Yes, exactly.
So if he
covered
trips
in
over
coal,
some flint, it's going to...
His feet
go
are
up
going
like
to
a
burn.
Christmas light.
Exactly. And that's what happens on the way back, sadly.
Yes.
That's how this whole situation ends. Anyway, Daddy says there's not much time. You see, she's been sick for quite a while, and I know these shoes would make her smile. Okay. So obviously she's at a hospital or at home at hospice. Doesn't have much time.
Yeah.
Right? Things aren't looking good for Mama. So this is where the song tries its best to really melodramatically impact the listener.
Yeah.
Okay. Establishing the stakes as a sick mother who is about to die needs these shoes. Now, the observant among you who don't know where this is going.
This observant among us.
Among us may be asking the question, what is so important that she would need these shoes? Why?
Well, is it not enough that they would make her smile?
It's true. It's true. Why does his... So, okay, let me read the rest of
What
the
about these
chorus.
shoes would make her smile?
Yeah, let me read the rest of the chorus.
Are they like 8-inch red high heels? Are they a couple of sexy numbers?
I want her to look beautiful if Mama meets Jesus tonight.
Mm.
Okay. So she's getting gussied up to go meet Jesus because she's probably not going to make it. Okay.
Yeah.
Couple of questions here. One.
Does he not know that her garments will be replaced upon entering heaven?
Exactly. Obviously. St. Peter, I don't think is going to care about her heels.
Her pumps.
Yeah, her pumps. Her light-up Skechers.
Yeah.
Outside of saying those are dope as hell and then throwing them into hell where they belong. What? This has to be something that was implanted into his mind.
Yes.
Right? Like, she was sitting there and be like, man, I really wish I had nice pumps because I'm going to meet Jesus and I would like to look my best. Right?
Or, they were like, Mommy's going to go meet Jesus. And he's like, well, I'm just trying to give this the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly. Devil's advocate here.
The devil's advocate, because this devil is on this kid's side for sure.
Of course.
But it's like, oh, Mommy's going to go meet Jesus. I've been hearing this for a while now. What do you do when you go meet somebody who's important or nice? You got to try to make a good first impression.
Yes,
you got to look nice.
Mm-hmm.
Got to look spick and spam. He's dirty from head to toe. Probably doesn't shower often. I imagine if he does shower, it's when they go to like church or when he meets somebody for the first time. Not at the Noodles and Company, but like,
but like
for
a
family
senator
event.
Yeah, or like a senator.
Yeah, for a photo op.
Yeah.
Use it as the poster child, poor kid. Right. But, I don't know. When's the last time you've seen somebody like who wasn't homeless, who was dirty from head to toe? Like, I don't know. I think that in really rural areas, it's a little more likely because people, don't need to bathe as much. But now, like, even poor folks, they stay pretty.
Poor folk.
They stay pretty damn clean.
Yeah. Again, this rapscallion could be trying to pull something over on everybody.
That's true.
Because,
That's true.
Come to find out, he counted pennies for what seemed like years. Guy in the back of the line's like, what's the hold up? Hurry your ass up.
I got 3 pairs of light-up Skechers I got to buy.
Maybe 3. I don't know.
1 or 2 Skechers I got to buy.
Get your ass out of here. Okay.
Yeah. These low-top Converse aren't going to buy themselves.
Then the cashier said, son, there's not enough here. So this implies a couple of things.
Yeah.
First off, he returns the honorific of sir with son.
Yeah.
Right? Implying that he's probably above the age of 65 years old.
I just think, what's he doing? We're going to Foot Locker.
Yeah, saying son.
Yeah.
There's not enough here. To which the child makes a show of searched frantically in his pockets. Then he turned and he looked at me. He said, Mama made Christmas good at our house the most years she just did without. Tell me, sir, what am I going to do? Somehow, I've got to buy her these Christmas shoes.
That's a strange thing for him to open with.
Yes.
Be like, Mom always made Christmas a good Christmas, even though sometimes she didn't get... Okay, what did she do without? That's the question. What did she do without? Because I think the implication is, as an adult, you're not like, this year I'm gonna, because we're doing well, I'm buying myself. I don't know. I mean, some people might do this, but
maybe it's the idea that she gave and did not expect anything returned.
Yeah,
right? Even though they didn't have.
Oh, sorry. Oh, they. What are they gonna give in return? Macaroni art? Like, it's not like that's an expense to receive a gift from your child.
I imagine it's like a cartoon where the child is fed first before the parents because they love their kids so damn much.
Yeah.
It's kind of that same thing.
Makes
sense.
It's
also weird to turn around and just sort of say that into the ether, like, oh man, what am I gonna do?
No, he looked at our narrator directly.
I know, but like, even to like pick a person and be like, hey, you.
Yeah.
Here's my problem, right? Again, manipulative tactics, right? They say it is always better to point to someone directly and direct your request to a person as opposed to a general audience. Right?
Yeah,
he had a mark, and that was this guy who wasn't in the Christmas spirit. Right,
no.
He was about to change that. Whether it was Christmas Eve and or not even Christmas
almost
time.
Christmas time.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me, sir, what am I gonna do? What do I?
I don't know, kid. I don't know.
Somehow I got to buy her these Christmas shoes. Why are they Christmas shoes? outside of the fact.
Maybe they're like hilarious, over the top,
light up sketchers with like
sketchers,
reindeer
red and
horns
green,
on them. Yeah,
yeah,
a little red nose at the front of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
you can honk.
That's what
On Dasher
makes noises. Yeah. Noises. Yeah.
Yeah, when you step, it goes da 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 da.
And it restarts every time you step.
Yeah.
Da
da da da da da da da.
So, I laid the money down. I just had to help him out. And I'll never forget the look on his face when he said, "You dumb bitch! I got you." No, when he said, "Mama's gonna look so great." Okay.
All right. So, here's one question. Here's something in between the lines. I'm uncertain about. When he put the money down, did he pay the difference or did he pay for the shoes?
I'd say he paid for the shoes.
I think it'd be funny if he paid the difference. If he was like, "Look, kid, you're 25 cents short," and he's like, "Quarter.
Here's a quarter." No, most likely, if he was counting pennies, he was like, "Dude, these are like, do you know how much electricity and batteries went into these light up shoes, dude?"
I mean, at the very least, even at that point, those are probably like $25, $30.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, if he's counting pennies, there's no way he has more than $6 or $7 in pennies.
Yeah.
That's 700 pennies.
So he probably just put down enormous bills.
Just a sack of pennies, just counting them one at a time.
Like a woman at the Costco.
There's a coin star out in the ball, man. You can just go.
No, sorry, I gotta keep them. They help weigh down my.
I'm pretty sure Coinstar actually takes. They skim cash off of these.
Course follows. Yada yada. I gotta buy these shoes. Yada yada. Mama, please. No, they're gonna make her smile when she meets Jesus, and then the final verse.
No. Okay, you gotta keep in mind that when you're listening to this, it's not like the way that Dylan's describing it, where it's like, where Mama will meet Jesus tonight or whatever. It's like, Mama meets Jesus tonight. Sparkle, sparkle.
Yes.
Glockenspiel.
I mean, obviously,
Satcher and Bull.
After this incredibly in-depth analysis, of the form, the function, and the meaning, you got to listen to it, right? You gotta take our analysis and apply it to the actual work,
the text
itself. I knew I had caught a glimpse of heaven's love.
Okay.
So
through the corporal works of mercy.
So
he did perform charity.
Kind of weird. Because there's two options here. Or it implies both. It implies that what he did was heaven's love. Kind of weird to be like, I can't believe I just exhibited heaven's love. Isn't that sweet?
I don't know. I mean, he is performing charity, which is a reflection.
I know, but I think it's self-aggrandizing a little bit.
In what?
Self-aggrandizing.
Aggrandizing.
Anyway, obviously I don't have any self-esteem.
Yeah.
So to me that's over the top.
Yeah.
Or he's like, what this child has done.
I think that's the
yes,
text.
I think that's what the text is implying.
Yeah.
Because as we all know,
and he gets back, he's like, and I bought us a couple of TV dinners on the way home with the pennies.
Because as we all know,
I went to GameStop and got some Skylanders on clearance.
The best example of Jesus's love was when he bought his mother shoes for Christmas, for his birthday. Yeah, the classic tale.
Okay, I don't
of Mary opening a box of shoes.
Box of shoes
during Christmas.
A wooden crate of shoes
during Jesus' birthday celebration.
Yeah,
well-known parable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not a parable, I guess. Well-known historical event from the Bible.
Account is the word.
Potato. Okay. As he thanked me and ran out, I knew that God had sent that little boy to remind me just what Christmas is all about. Followed by, sir, I want to buy these shoes for my mama.
He
please.
ran out.
Mm-hmm.
Man, she must really be on death's door.
Yeah. As his dad said, she does not have much time.
It must be funny either. Okay, so imagine your dad in this situation.
Yeah.
And I'm just like taking the most like worst possible case scenario. You have no money.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing your own home hospice. Your wife's dying. You're just
disheveled son.
I'm sure you probably have like other external issues on top of your economic ones, right? You're just like, things are the worst. And you're like, son, your mom's going to die like any hour now. And he's like, I got to go. And then zips off. And it's like, okay, well, all right.
Let's hope she holds on a little longer.
Holds on a little longer. And then you walk in and she's like, where's Jonathan? And you're like, well, he's not here.
He said something about Christmas shoes.
And she's like, I feel I'm slipping off this mortal coil. It's like, please wait, right? Please wait. Your son will be back momentarily. He had to wait in the line, so that took a while.
Yeah. Obviously.
Not another line, just a line.
He was pacing too.
He was pacing.
So
he was really in a hurry.
Running out of time. He had to count all those pennies.
I don't know how much of a hurry he was in because that's what little boys do.
It's true. It's true. That's what little boys do.
It takes forever for him to count to 700 pennies and find out he only got 7 and not $25. Then he runs back, and she's like, I'm going to fall off this mortal coil. And then he bursts in
the door. Yeah.
And says, Mom!
Drops the shoes. They break into 1,000 pieces.
Mom,
they were porcelain shoes.
Here you go. And he pulls off the tissues and he pulls out just like, just the sexiest pumps ever. And holds them up.
We're talking like thigh-high boots.
Yeah. He holds them up, right? And then she looks, he's like, just expires, like dies. It's the last thing she sees. She doesn't even get a chance to put them on. And then, he's trying to fit them on her like diabetic mouths of feet. she slips into
terrible.
They couldn't afford to get her legs cut off. Yeah,
very expensive getting your legs cut off.
Well, that would actually be funny if it was like a gift of the Magi situation, where he shows up with the shoes and she's like, "Son, I had to get my feet cut off to survive." The gift. Oh no!
I can't believe I bought you these shoes.
I bought these shoes, and you got me being alive.
Oh goodness! And now neither of them can be happy. Truly,
exactly.
I want her to look beautiful if Mama meets Jesus tonight. Okay, this is weird. Last two lines are, I want her to look beautiful if Mama meets Jesus tonight, followed by, I want her, without an H. I want her to look beautiful if Mama meets Jesus tonight.
Yeah, it's in Ohio or something. It's not in New York City.
Yeah, exactly. godforsaken country, Ohio.
Well, so the funny thing about this is that there was a movie.
Yes.
And I
called
kinda,
The Christmas Shoes?
I think so. And I feel like if we're going to be doing this thing where we're reading, that it might be worth reading the Wikipedia summary
of the film. Yeah. Because obviously this is enough of a cultural touchstone of Christmas time.
Yeah.
Not at Christmas Eve. Christmas time. Almost Christmas time.
The Christmas Shoes film made for television. Okay, well.
What network?
Oh, okay. This is a pretty extensive thing. CBS.
Okay.
Stars Rob Lowe.
Hell yeah, dude.
Famous. Oh, is the first part in a trilogy of films. How many times is Mom going to die?
Rob Lowe as The Christmas Shoes.
Okay. Here we go. The story opens with Rob Lowe. Must have been really easy for him.
Lazy.
Visiting the cemetery before Christmas. He sees a younger man wearing a Boston Red Sox cap visiting a grave. We flash back. Ellipses. This is not how a Wikipedia summary is supposed to be written.
It reads like a script. I'm excited.
Robert sees a pair of red shoes has fallen out his red shoes of a delivery truck. Robert returns the shoes to Tom Wilson's, Jeremy Ackerman's store. So this is a mom and pop store. Robert's car won't start. Tom tells him about Jack's repair shop, a place called Jack's. Jack's wife, Maggie, has congestive heart failure. Needs a transplant.
Here's first off.
She's making it through this movie.
This synopsis is terrible.
Yeah.
Who is Rob Lowe?
Yeah.
All we know is he's Robert.
He's just a
why
guy.
was he at the graveyard?
He's a guy.
Why did he see
visiting the grave? It might be for.
What town is he in? What's the circumstances of him being there and seeing the shoes fall out of the? Because that has to be there, right?
Yeah.
We have to know something about him.
Kate, Maria Del Mar, which is funny, takes over Maggie's volunteer job directing the local Christmas school choir.
Okay.
All right. more characters. This is insane. Nathan, Max
yeah,
Morrow, overhears Maggie telling Kate that she and Jack would go dancing on their anniversary. Nathan goes to Wilson's store and finds the red shoes Robert returned.
Dude, you
Nathan,
were reading through this at a reasonable pace. I have no idea what is going on.
Nathan saves money to buy the shoes by collecting empty cans. So is Nathan is their son?
Whose son?
Nathan. It just says Nathan. And then the name of the character.
Wait,
but
is there a cast description at the top?
No.
No, nothing.
This is insane. Wait. The film has several intertwined plot lines.
Of course, as we can
so
see.
Actually, I should have read this ahead of time. The workaholic lawyer, Robert Layton.
Okay.
And the impact of his job on his marriage to Kate and his relationship with his daughter, Lily. Maggie Andrews, her terminal illness, her husband, Jack, and her son, Nathan. And Robert's mother, Ellen, and her friendly neighbor, Dalton, a teacher at Nathan's and Lily's school. So...
that helped 20% of the
way. It is funny that it says Nathan. You're like, who's Nathan? Nathan overhears Maggie telling Kate that she and Jack would go dancing on their anniversary. Nathan goes to Wilson's store and finds the red shoes that Robert returned. Nathan saves money to buy the shoes by collecting empty cans. Dalton, who's the neighbor to Robert's mom, cares for Nathan after school. Dalton's neighbor, Ellen, gives Nathan her son Robert's old Red Sox cap. Ellen writes a note and puts it in Robert's old lunchbox. This is insane. What is this? The freaking Ocean's 11? Maggie,
wheels within wheels.
Wheels within wheels, faster than faints. Maggie does not receive a heart transplant.
Oh no.
Oh no. Ellen sees Dalton loading bags of cans into his car. Ellen says she is going to leave the Christmas lights on for a while. Was I supposed to indicate? When the lights are still on the next morning, Dalton discovers that Ellen has died. This is the elderly mother.
Okay. Of Nathan?
Of Robert. This is Robert's elderly mother, the workaholic lawyer played by Rob Lowe.
Oh, okay.
Dalton tells Nathan that his wife died 11 years ago. He tells Nathan to cross over to an alley, and Nathan finds the cans. I have no idea what the heck.
Well, so Dalton must have planted the cans.
Yes.
So Nathan could find them so he could finance the shoes.
Maybe. Okay. Christmas Eve. Establishment shot. Exterior.
We see a Santa ringing a bell in front of a department store.
Exactly. Nathan runs to Wilson's department store, and Robert is late going to Wilson's. They get the store clerk to open the door. Nathan wants to buy the shoes, but the clerk tells him he does not have enough money. Seeing that Nathan is upset, Nathan explains that he wants the shoes for his mom so that she will be beautiful in heaven. Robert pays for the shoes, and Nathan runs home. Robert leaves the store without the gifts. Didn't even get the last gift or two. He got 0. Robert's car won't start, and he asks Tom, who I forgot who that guy is, for a ride. Is that Tom? Is Tom Nathan's dad?
I think you're related to Nathan.
Is Tom? No, it's Jack, who's his dad. I don't know who Tom is. Tom.
Is Tom the
Robert's car won't start.
The angel Gabriel in disguise.
It's not in the character explanation at the start. I don't know who Tom is. All right, sorry.
Sound off in the comments if you guys are Tom heads.
Robert's car won't start and asks Tom for a ride. Tom asks Robert if he's going to the Christmas concert, which I think they're putting on at the elementary school with Lily, Robert's daughter. Nathan gives Maggie the shoes. I'm sure a beautiful scene. Robert and Tom arrive at the new location for the Christmas concert and meet Kate and Lily. Okay, so this is Robert's wife and Robert's daughter. They are caroling for Maggie. Robert and Kate reconcile. I had no idea that they were unreconciled at all in the first place.
Well, if they just ran into each other, I assume they were on bad terms.
They were on ice.
Yeah.
The family sees the lights go off in Maggie's room. Robert sees the package his mom Ellen had sent and reads the note inside. We flash forward present time at the cemetery. Robert tells the younger man that he likes his Boston Red Sox cap. After the younger man leaves, Robert sees the red shoes on the grave. He realizes it is Nathan and calls after him, but Nathan has driven off. Robert smiles.
Knowingly. There he goes.
But this is the first in a trilogy of films. I'm not going to read the whole summary, but I feel like I should just open these up just to see what the hell's going on with them. Well, the second one's got Neil Patrick Harris in it.
Is it The Christmas Shoes 2 Revengeance?
The Christmas Blessing. Okay.
Are these all within the same canon, or?
Oh, actually, okay. This is a little shorter. We could read this.
Okay.
This is the. It also features songs by country artist Blake Shelton, including the hit "Nobody But Me" and "Christmas Blessing" by New Song. Second part of a trilogy of films. Okay. When Nathan.
He's back.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Whoa. Okay. Not who I would have cast.
Gay Nathan. It's gay Nathan now.
Nathan's gay.
A doctor loses a patient on the operating table. He decides that being a doctor isn't meant for him, and he wants to give it up. He decides to take a vacation to his hometown and stays with his father, Hugh Thompson, who ran Tom's, or no, not Tom's, I think it's Jack's repair shop. Okay. While volunteering at the local grade school, he meets Charlie, a young boy who has lost his mother, and Megan, Charlie's teacher. Charlie and his father have also just arrived in town to work at estates doing chores. Nathan, searching for the shoes he gave his mother the Christmas she died, even though in the 17 years later epilogue of the Christmas shoes, he left them on her grave and walked away. So
they point out
the problem here, the retcon. Man, the order of events in this trilogy is in shambles.
I want to know who played Nathan, old Nathan.
Learns
in the first film.
Definitely not Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
Learns that Charlie now has them. And Megan, wanting to buy a house for those in need, may not be able to? I don't know what that has to do with anything.
So she's been moved by their situation and wants to buy a house. Basically.
Just for people in need, not for them specifically. Okay, soon after his arrival, Nathan learns that Charlie is ailing from an irregular heart defect, and Megan has cirrhosis of the liver and will die. She's an alcoholic unless she has a transplant.
Dude, who is going to do these surgeries?
In the end, it is Charlie who saves her life by giving her his liver. As a dying wish, he asks Nathan, whom he calls Coach, to give her the shoes. And Rob Lowe, Megan's friend, buys the house for her. In honor of Charlie, Megan names the house after him. So Rob Lowe, like Iron Man in the cinematic universe, just shows up and is like, my function in these stories is to buy things. Yes. Apparently, I bought those shoes initially. Now the Sisterhood of the Traveling Shoes. Apparently,
yeah.
So
let me tell. So Charlie was going to die regardless. Like he was toast. It was going to be over.
He had a heart defect, so he gave his liver
to sacrifice himself.
To sacrifice himself so that Megan could have the liver.
What's the name of this movie again? The Christmas Blessing?
The Christmas Blessing. And it looks like Megan and Nathan are like cuddling on the cover. If that's Megan. I don't know.
So turns out that they are also...
So maybe they're an item? Rob Lowe's taking up half this freaking cover. And according to the summary, at least, he shows up for like 5 minutes just to be like, I'll buy that. Much like I bought those shoes all those years ago. All right, let's see how this trilogy concludes.
I have a couple of questions, though. Did he go back to being a doctor?
He must have. He performed the surgery.
Did he? Is that what it said? That was something I said. I don't know if that's what it actually
said. No, actually,
these guys are missing out on golden opportunities here if he did not perform the surgery.
My guess is that's what happens. Also, Blake Shelton as himself.
Wow.
is in this movie.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah.
All right, what's the third Christmas that we're going to be looking at now?
Well, it doesn't look like it shares anybody in common. Okay. Directed is an American-Canadian film.
Uh-oh.
So this, I don't know, okay. After the recent loss of her son...
What's the name of this film?
It's called The Christmas Hope.
The Christmas Hope. We got shoes, blessings, and hope. One of these things...
It's not like the other.
Not like the others.
I'm looking at this cast list, and I don't think there's a single person in common. So,
Let's see if the names are in common.
After the recent loss of her son, Sean, a minor character in The Christmas Blessing.
Okay. All right. Who's died?
Patty Addison, new character, played by Madeline Stowe, devotes herself to finding homes for needy children.
All
Apparently a consistent thing.
Yeah.
But there already is a home for needy children. It's called Charlie's House. They named it after him. Okay. The loss of Sean has strained Patty's relationship with her husband, Mark, an airline pilot, which is a classic, strained relationship person in any movie.
Yes.
You have a dude who's a pilot. That way there can be shots of him walking around in his uniform.
Mm-hmm.
But they reconnect emotionally when they take in Emily, a 9-year-old orphaned in a car crash similar to the one that killed Sean. I wonder if it killed... I don't think it killed him in The Christmas Blessing. It would be funny if it did.
No. This is... I would assume...
It was in the after credits sequence.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if this happened simultaneously? What if it was the same car crash? That's all I'm saying.
I wonder... Maybe that comes up later. At the same time, Dr. Nathan Andrews.
Nathan's back.
The one character that connects the entire film trilogy, played this time by Ian Ziering. I don't know.
That guy probably tried his best. You don't need to say his name with such venom in your voice.
He was in Beverly Hills in 90210.
Good for him.
The voice of Vinny in Biker Mice from Mars. He was in Sharknado. Okay. Anyway, same character, Dr. Ian Nathan Andrews, is trying to find the parents of a boy who died in the ER.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark is trying to help one of his son's friends. Okay. By the end of the film, all three stories are intertwined as they all look for Emily, who has run away. I imagine they find her, and she says, I want to buy these shoes. Actually, so the one thing that's missing from this plot synopsis is what the shoes are up to. Because
it's true.
The indication so far is that there is some sort of like a thermatological foci, some sort of magical object that has the power over life and death or something.
Or at least carries salvation within them.
Yeah.
Right. Either sends you to heaven and or saves you here on earth.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So, yeah, or maybe Megan just still has them.
I assume Megan.
Or Maggie.
Maggie still has
I'm sure Maggie still has them, you know?
Yeah.
She wears them on, nice weekends, or she has to go to a cocktail party.
Wear these red high pumps.
Yeah. Wear these.
Of course.
Yeah.
Goodness. Well, I think that we have provided a great glimpse, or at least a glimpse, into the world of Christmas shoes.
I think so. Yeah. I think it's going to be one of those lifelong fascinations, a baffling thing one can never fully wrap their head around.
Exactly. I think what gets me is...
what gets your goat?
What gets my goat is we're pretty cynical guys, just period, right? Pretty cynical people. The kind of saccharine, melodramatic aspects of the story, I think, are things that don't appeal to us.
No.
I mean, the fact that we laugh and think it is objectively funny when somebody dies in the film, right? We just think it is funny that is happening.
Yeah.
Right. It's darkly comedic in a lot of ways because it's so over the top. It's so intense. But I do think that there is a church mom kind of appeal here.
Oh yeah.
That would just love. It's the same thing as when there was one set of footprints in the sand.
Yeah.
I was carrying you.
The Nicholas Sparks spirituality.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of thing.
Yeah. Where
the Shack.
Yes, the Shack world.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Shaq,
professional basketball
player. The Shack.
Yeah.
With a Q. The book, The Shack, where God is a black woman.
Yes.
Of course. I don't know. That's the only thing I know about that book.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly just supposed to be a feel-good sort of
thing,
enterprise. But yeah, so, But they had Rob Lowe for at least 2 of the movies.
Exactly.
Although there was and
they really
pretty lengthy difference in time between their releases.
Between the first and the second?
The first movie came out in 2002. The second one came out in 2005. And the third one came out in 2009.
That's not too bad. But to produce a for TV film, that is a lot of time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because, CBS was really seeing the numbers on Christmas shoes.
I'm just
and they were like,
curious,
people are demanding.
Were people like, what? And then the screenwriter was like, it's imperative that we continue the narrative.
We need to tell this
story. The story must be told of these shoes.
Yes. Sisterhood of the Traveling Shoes.
I wonder if they're like trying to find Emily, the little girl who's run away, and then, they follow her a trail of 2 shoes. She actually was wearing the shoes.
Yeah, she ran.
She ran away in the shoes. And
she had to get out so fast, so she was looking around for shoes.
There's one of those shots where they see it in a ditch and they get down and they're like,
she's dead.
She's gone. She's totally the shoe was like, wait, I can see another shoe. And they look over and they see a second shoe and it's attached to her and she's dead on the ground.
No, you were too late.
You're too late.
There's a bobcat screech in the background, and she's like, her clothes are torn with claw marks.
Yes,
it's a whole thing. Yeah, watch out, bobcats this time of year.
And then it's a Christmas Killing is the fourth one. And Rob Lowe has to
solve the murder.
He has to take a long rifle and he's all up in like camo and he's crawling through the mud trying to find this bobcat and take revenge.
Yeah, who's eating the red shoes? It's not about the child; it's about the red shoes that the bobcat has eaten. Yeah,
so that he may tear them from from the creature's stomach. And
wear them in a macabre way.
And make his way back through the woods, screeching the whole time.
Yeah, it's a lot like Revenant.
That's what happens in Revenant.
Yeah.
That's what happens in Revenant. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of screaming and walking through woods.
Leonardo DiCaprio, instead of wrestling a guy in a bear costume in the cold or whatever. One of my favorite things about that is that since he's vegan, he the big thing that everybody wrote about that movie wasn't just like, he's in negative 20-degree weather filming this movie. He had to jump in these frozen rivers. He had to do all this stuff. No, he threw up once because he had to eat meat. They made him eat meat, and he threw up. It was like raw liver or something. And it's like, okay, that's not super appetizing, but that's not the grossest thing in the entire world. But he's like,
well,
I broke my veganism for this.
It's about the principle of the thing. I hope it was worth that statue. Exactly. I hope it was worth sacrificing your morals.
I guess it's a really tough thing for a guy to do who has sex with headphones on or whatever.
my
Leonardo DiCaprio.
My favorite story of his, I don't know if it's true, is a girlfriend of his says that he one time rented out a theater for a day and watched all 3 of the original Star Wars films and stood up with a toy lightsaber and swung it around and fought and made lightsaber noises the whole time as the movie was playing. I want to believe that's true.
That sounds kind of fake.
I know, it sounds very fake, but I want to
believe
also
that
true.
Sounds like something that if you have billions of dollars, he doesn't have billions of dollars, but if you're
you've got stupid money.
You're the biggest actor in the world or whatever, yeah, sure, why not? I don't know why that's weird.
You don't know why that's weird?
He played Howard Hughes in The Aviator or whatever. That guy would just sit and watch movies and piss in jars. So, I mean, what's creepier?
So you would if I came on this podcast and said that I had done that, you would not judge me for it?
I'd say, and you didn't invite me?
You liar.
You didn't invite me to watch A New Hope? On the big screen. But instead it wasn't a sized up version. It was just the 1080p exploded up. So pixels the size of hams just on the screen in front of you.
Beautiful. As originally intended by the director.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Only that way.
As George Lucas intended.
Well, thank you all for watching and listening to the podcast. This has been the Monomaniacs podcast. If you're interested in supporting us, I want to thank our patrons. Starting with our top patrons: Joe Papalardo, Sammy Roberts, Luke Robson, Zach and Amber Strehle. Thank you so much. We could not do this without you.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you're interested in supporting it, Patreon.com/Monomaniacs pod, right? Or just search us on Patreon. You can find us there. We've got exclusive content. $5 a month. You can just watch over 70 hours of content.
Yeah, it's good about
for
that much.
$5.
Yeah.
Insanity. We've been doing this for too long. Too many hours of content. And of course, if you're interested, please like and subscribe and comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the show and such. Anything you got to say to the people before you leave?
No, just have a good Advent.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas until
Christmas.
Until it's Christmas.
Yeah.
It's not Christmas yet.
It's almost Christmas. Or is it Christmas Eve?
Is it Christmas time?
Who knows?
And with that,
Goodbye.
I want to buy these shoes for my mama, please. It's Christmas Eve and these shoes just turned 7.